absolutely couldn't have scripted it like this.
Lost the football. He's going to score. Interception.
And that seals the deal.
We just set them up right where we want them. We just spotted them a big lead and played really bad.
This is not how we planned it.
They kind of had their way with us.
We wanted to make it special for him, and the way that game started, it wasn't special at all.
You stay together, you fight, you scrap, you never give up.
He scores.
We can do this.
It's never over.
And he's trying to engineer a come-from-behind victory here at Raymond James Stadium.
This is off the charts.
This is unbelievable. We just scored 3 touchdowns against the best defense in football in 4 minutes.
I don't think they had any clue what happened at the end.
How crazy is this? How crazy?
Remember that Monday night? You remember what happened, right? I think when the schedule came out, first thing you look for is your bye week. Then the next thing you look at is primetime games, right? And then you look on that, and that was one of the primetime games. You're like, oh, the Bucs in Tampa.
They were the champs.
They were the top defense in football then.
Sapp, you got Brooks, you got Lynch.
And Ronde Barber become Hall of Famers, Simeon Rice. They just had a cast of great players. Tampa is at the top of the charts.
Monday Night Football.
It doesn't get any bigger than Monday Night Football in the early 2000s.
You want to look good on national television.
We knew the whole country would be watching.
Hulk Hogan was at the game. It was rocking. We were motivated because they had let our coach go the year before, and we wanted to win for him.
I'd been here 6 years, and my first time back in Tampa. Had some great relationships with these fans, but now I'm on the other side. I'm the visiting coach. Coming into the stadium that night and coming on the field, I'd been so used to for all those years, coming out of the Bucs tunnel, our sidelines over there. Well, now all of a sudden, I'm out at the visitors tunnel, in the visitors locker room, which I'd never been in, coming to the other side of the field. It just seemed so strange, you know, and dressed in blue instead of red.
Coach didn't talk about that game being more important to him, but we knew that it was.
I tried to downplay it as much as I could. Hey, it's just one more game, but I think our players knew and they understood how much it meant to me.
Everybody knew, like, Coach Dungy was like that father figure that you never wanted to let down.
It was so personal because I had seen them come together as a unit and seen what they could do. All of these factors coming together. It happened to be my birthday as well. This is going to be tough.
From the 26-yard line, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers begin their second drive.
For the first 30 minutes, it was just one mistake after another.
And out in front and making the catch is Keenan McCardell. He's going to score. He got behind the defense. 74 yards as he got by the secondary, and the Buccaneers take the lead.
Everything was going in their favor.
Throws one down the middle of the field. Intercepted by the Colts. Mike Doss. He's at the 50.
We were just shooting ourselves in the foot.
Lost the football, and the Bucs have it, and McCardell is going to run to the end zone for his second touchdown of the game.
They're shooting off the cannon on the ship. Everything was just spiraling downhill.
Sets up looks, throws to the end zone, wide open, Reggie Barlow.
Offense was playing so bad.
Couldn't have played any worse.
Manning gets leveled and the pass is incomplete, intended for Harrison. And that is dropped.
We never played our football.
Really discouraging.
They were kind of living up to their hype. You know, I don't think we were living up to, you know, whatever we had.
Mad.
Felt like we were kind of letting the coach down. His birthday, his return.
This is his homecoming and it's not going right. Then I'm mad because, you know, I know there's a Marv and Keyshawn debate going back and forth.
As Harrison makes the catch.
That's how he get his catches, huh? And he the best receiver. And he the best receiver in the NFL. That's how he get his catches. That's how he get his catches.
It's all those things.
So that'll end the first half with the score of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21, the Indianapolis Colts nothing.
Right before half, right, I'm by Warren Sapp. and Nate Webster. He was on that squad. Those guys are formerly Miami guys. And I said, hey, we coming back, bro. And they both like, shit, y'all ain't coming back today. Not tonight, y'all ain't coming back. I said, we coming back.
I remember coming in at halftime saying, how could we be playing so poorly? How could this happen?
Sitting in that halftime, we was like, this is not how we planned it.
We should be embarrassed the way we're playing.
Tony Dungy kind of telling us somewhere along the way, like, surely we can't do any worse. Let's just go out in the second half and try to do a little bit better.
Everything was going in their favor. So like anything he said, the outsider would have been like, you know what, he's right. They're terrible right now.
We've got to show who we are. That was the message. We need to show the country that we're better than that, and we've got to go out there and compete the second half.
Do our job, right?
Doing our job in the second half. Hey, I don't know if we're going to win the game, but let's show the country we're a better team than this. Let's just play our game.
And he just wanted us to go out there and play coach football. Let's see what happens. You just need a little spark.
And the guys responded. And in the second half, things turned around.
First possession, third quarter, it's always big. Tonight for the Colts, it's incredibly big.
Yeah, very big. They've got to get off to some kind of start here in the second half.
Need a little mojo going.
Going deep, wide open. Touchdown, Marvin!
Marv helped get that spark going in our favor.
And it's Williams for the touchdown.
We started a little something, we just were down by so much.
5.5 to play, 3rd and long.
I remember throwing an interception to Ronde Barber in the fourth quarter.
Throws one down the middle. Intercepted, Ronde Barber.
He runs it back for a touchdown.
And that seals the deal. He's trying to go to Marvin Harrison.
Either Al Michaels or John Madden kind of said, well, that'll do it there. Folks, next week we'll be in New England for a game. I mean, it truly was the end of it. And it's funny because Barber ran that touchdown back. Had he gone down, mathematically, we wouldn't have had time to make the comeback.
It was the best thing that could have happened. We're down 2 scores. If they just intercept the ball, they run 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, kick a field goal, and we probably don't get the chance to stage that comeback. But because we got it right back, there was still time for us to work.
It's funny that a pick 6 actually was a blessing, as opposed to just the pick.
Now we're down 3 scores. You're playing against the best defense in football at that time. At that point, I went to Tom Moore, our offensive coordinator, and I said, I think we should take the first group out. We got to play again on a short week. These guys are just going to be teeing off on us. Maybe it's time to just put up the white flag and go. And Tom looked at me and he said, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Grammatical will kick it off, and Brad Pyatt will return it.
Everything started with that kick return. Brad Pyatt.
He's going to run it out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, breaks to the outside. He may go 50, 45, 40. He's being chased 35, 30, 25, 20. Horse collared it, knocked down.
Brad Pyatt runs the kickoff back. We get a little spark.
Indy trying to stay alive. The give is to Mungro, and he scored.
35-21 sounds a little better than 35-14.
And now let's see what he gets ready to do.
Mike's onside kick.
Here they go, and he'll just try to pooch it high into the air.
I remember Idris Bashir just going up and high pointing it, jumping out of the stadium.
And the Colts have it. Idris Bashir is able to come down with a perfect high hopper. And now the Colts have the ball at their own 42-yard line. The onside kick works. And the Colts still with a fighting chance here.
We get the onside kick, and we're right back out there. Now that energy level was there.
Once you start gaining that momentum, right, you just try to push.
Manning throws, caught, first down.
Once it started going, it was like, wait a minute.
The last 3 minutes, we were up-tempo. We were excited on the sideline, but we were businesslike.
It's 4th and 7. You got to go for it with 2:36 to go.
I remember we put a play in that week called Florida.
Because we're playing the game here, we named it Florida.
On a critical 4th down.
We got this big play that we need, and we hadn't run it the whole game.
Florida right.
Our plan was to put Marvin on the left, bring him all the way across to the right, and try to get it in behind them. We dialed it up, and it worked perfectly.
Manning buying time, throwing, finding the open man. It's Harrison for the touchdown. And they're down by 1 score.
hit Marvin on this crossing route.
Sure enough, we caught them in a little zone. Then all of a sudden, Marvin's running across the field by himself, got behind a linebacker.
Right over Derek Brooks for a touchdown, which was a huge play.
Well, it's getting a tad interesting here tonight.
We got it to 35-28 is when we said, wow.
Now our sideline, you could feel the confidence, and I think their sideline was, gosh, if we give these guys the ball again, I don't know if we can stop them.
They got tired. You know, I remember there's pictures of Sapp. You can kind of see them sweating profusely. It was hot down there, kind of watching the clock and just says, boy, I'm not sure we're going to do it.
We score in 3 plays, maybe, but gotta score fast. Like, you start putting it all together, right? You start plotting, right? You tap your teammate like, hey, we're gonna score. We gotta score fast, but we're gonna score and we're gonna turn it. We're gonna put some pressure on them.
So the Colts have got 1 minute and 41 seconds, no timeouts, and 85 yards to go. It doesn't look like it's possible, but this is the National Football League.
That's right.
And this is Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, so you just don't know.
Pressure. Caught. Seeking the first. Getting it. Troy Walters.
We hit Troy Walters on a little crossing route, and Sapp hit me late. Didn't feel good, but we'll take the 15 yards when you're trying to make a comeback.
1st and 10 from the 41. Manning takes the snap. Drops. Sets.
Marvin got deep again.
Manning. Deep and out in front and catching it is Harrison. He's down to the 5-yard line.
We all felt like we were going to win the game.
This is gonna be something special.
Is he in?
Offside Tampa. Offside Tampa. I was at a touchdown.
Yes,
it is. Touchdown.
This is off the charts.
Do you believe in miracles? I think we're getting close.
This is unbelievable. We just scored 3 touchdowns against the best defense in football in 4 minutes. You never expect that's going to happen against a great defense like that.
So Johnson has to throw to the outside to Dilger, and then he gets out of bounds at the 44. So now you're looking at a 61 or 2-yard field goal attempt. Blocked.
Kind of felt like a victory, and we had to remind ourselves, hey, we just tied it. We got to go into overtime. We were excited, but in overtime, that if you don't finish it, it's kind of all for naught.
We can do this. We got this.
And we will go to one of the more improbable overtimes in recent times.
Whew. We'll take a break. Be back for overtime.
We all need a break.
Yes. What an incredible comeback.
3rd and 8. Johnson is going to start to take off and then floats one incomplete.
We were able to get the ball back in overtime and actually put a pretty good drive together just to get it in the field goal range.
3rd down and 6.
And then in overtime, I recall, I think we ran the same play 3 third downs in a row and threw it to 3 different people.
Manning throws, caught, 1st down. Harrison.
Threw it to Marvin's.
Caught, and this is Troy Walters.
Threw it to Troy.
And it's caught at the 31-yard line by Reggie Wayne.
Threw it to Reggie.
And now clearly within Vanderjagt territory.
We went through the progression on 3 different 3rd downs in overtime.
And Mike Vanderjagt, who's made 12 of 12, will try to win it for you in overtime. Okay. It'll be a 40-yard effort for Mike. He's the most accurate kicker in the league, 86.1.
We execute this great comeback. We're in overtime. We set up Mike Vanderjagt. He hadn't missed it in over a year, I don't think.
Hunter Smith the hole. Snap, it's down. Vanderjagt's kick is on the way.
And it is no good! A flag is down, though. There's a flag down.
There's a flag down. There is a flag down. Now, what is this?
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 97, defense, leaping.
All right, so the Colts will get another chance.
Simeon Rice leaping.
Only in Al Michaels' voice, leaping. We're like, I didn't know what leaping was.
Oh, that leaping.
What is that? What kind of a call is that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think even Madden was kind of stunned.
Big thing on safety.
You can't jump on anybody.
Oh, use somebody.
Use somebody, yes,
yeah,
okay.
Use somebody.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He came off the back of somebody.
You can't come from a distance and leap and land on someone. I saw Simeon Rice, and I knew, because I know Simeon's athletic ability, I know what he's going to do, and they're trying to push the pile and have him jump and he's a big man to get his hands up. And he landed on his own players. So most people who just watched the game said, oh, that shouldn't be a penalty. He didn't touch any of the Colts players. But that's the way the rule was put in, and it was called properly.
I thank Simeon Rice for leaping. We appreciate it.
So Vanderjagt will have another opportunity. This will be after the 15-yard penalty. It's down to the 11, so this is a 30-yard effort.
Now the thought is, hey, do we maybe go for it now? Mike missed the last one.
Surely this next one will go in easily.
No, let's kick it again. I bet my house that he would made the last one. I'd bet my house again that he's going to make this one.
And now a 29-yard attempt by Vanderjagt. He hits the upright, and it bangs through.
No.
It looks like they kind of blocked it actually between the uprights.
Bounced in.
How crazy is this? How crazy?
Probably the only appropriate way to end a crazy game, as Al Michaels described.
Colts win in overtime, 38-35 over the defending Super Bowl champions. An incredible comeback.
On Tony Dungy's birthday and his homecoming.
One of the best feelings in the world.
What a job by Peyton Manning.
How about the people who went to bed at 35-14 or before, waking up in the morning and saying, what?
You're talking to family members, right, after the game. Tough game, huh? It's a tough one for y'all this week. You know, like, yeah, it was tough, you know, but we did it. You know, it was like, you did what? Like, what do you mean, did what? Yeah. Oh, I cut the TV off. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, we won. What are you talking about? We came back. What do you mean we won?
We got a few voicemails from people, like some relatives, you know, like saying, hey, really sorry about the game. Keep your head up for next week. I mean, clearly people that had gone to bed in the third quarter that had given up on us. So I kind of remember that when those relatives wanted to come to a game later that season, wanted good tickets. I'm like, you gave up on us. You went to bed on us. You should have stayed with us.
I think what it did for a lot of Colts fans is say, hey, we're going to hang in there. We're never going to turn the TVs off no matter how bad it looks.
That game, it was always the standard for coming back.
It set us up for games in the future where from that point on, I don't think our team ever felt like we were out of it.
Hey, remember in Tampa? Remember what happened in Tampa? We ain't never out of the game. We ain't never out.
I can't tell you how many more times we sort of referred to that game when we got in the huddle in a 2-minute drill, because a lot of the same players that were in that huddle in 03 were in the same huddle for years to come for the Colts, right? Jeff, Marvin, Reggie, and we'd kind of say, hey, this is nothing. We're down 10 to Houston, and we were down 35-14 to Tampa. Like, we can do this. And so it's nice when you have something significant happen in a comeback, because you can always refer back to it.
Throws one over the intercepted. Marlon Jackson. Marlon's got it. We're going to the Super Bowl.
You fast forward 3 years later, and we're in the AFC Championship game behind by 18 points. No one was rattled. No one had a thought that we wouldn't win the game. And that's what that game did for us.
In that particular case, it truly proved that you can come back from any scenario.
You stay together, you fight, you scrap, you never give up.
Maybe you learn a thing or two.
And it doesn't matter what it looks like, and it doesn't matter the roadblocks. You fight for 60 minutes, and that's what champions do. Believe it or not, it still comes up quite a bit 20 years later. It comes up quite a bit because I live in Tampa.
I'll probably talk a little bit more about it when I see John Gruden and John Lynch. It's always a little more kind of enjoyable to see the misery on their faces.
I have to say I do stick it in a little bit sometimes, give it a little extra to some of my former guys.
It's always brought up. You know, it's like I said, it's a standard, it's a staple.
That was an unbelievable night that you can't help but replay in your mind.
Said a lot about the character of that team. You had a lot of fighters and a lot of believers.
It was a special night. It really was.
A unique game, unique circumstances. Certainly one that was fun to be a part of.